We've always done a Working Mothers Win series with Wild. We do it, once or twice a year, and we actually follow the women. We record, you at home, follow you to your job, and we use these videos to just portray how women are balancing life. Because I don't believe, work-life balance is not at a state of equilibrium. It varies from home to home, from woman to woman, and we can see the different facades in which women practice work-life balance. So that's the mission behind Working Mothers Win. With the coronavirus, we couldn't do what we usually do, but I am so glad that we found a way to partner with those women and still share their story, and we're taking it now a step further. But before I hand it to one of our awesome speakers, I do want to talk about something that I always, if you've heard me talk, I started a lot of my talks about your personal capital. We were just having this conversation, Stephanie, yesterday with the chamber. So this is something that is so important to me. And, before we start anything, how do we, who can share with me? And I want this to be interactive, ladies. I'm going to unmute everybody. What do you—
Two houses, and you were going to take time in between for lunch.
Okay, that was Melissa. I just muted her. So what do you understand, ladies, by your personal capital?
Can you repeat that, Linda?
What, I want us to talk about the power of your personal capital, okay? What do you understand to be your personal capital? If I say, Jessica, what is your personal capital? What do you understand by that?
I think it's the control I have over my own life right now. How I'm personally handling the situation in my own little world, with my business, with my family,
Okay.
and taking charge of that.
Okay. Anybody else has something to add to that?
So I was saying yesterday on the call, my personal capital is my gift of encouragement, being able to empower other women. And even during this time of pandemic, still being silly and fun and just letting people know you can still do just that, have fun and enjoy your family in the house. It doesn't have to be so down. As far as who am I, just a fun-loving individual. I take my relationships very seriously. Life's mission is to empower women and girls. So that's me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jessica and Stephanie, for sharing. And I would say, and all of that is correct. So understanding our personal capital starts by first understanding who we are. How often do you look at yourself and say, who am I?
Right.
Because sometimes we lose sight of who we are. We lose sight of our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so important that periodically, we do a self-check and say, you know what, who am I? And what is my life's mission? A lot of the ladies share their life's mission. If you have not seen it, go to the Bright website and just read what these women represent, what they stand for. It's so important that we remind ourselves what our life mission is. Because when you understand who you are, whose you are, and what your mission is on earth, what your purpose is on earth, it makes you understand the value that you bring to society, the value that you bring to every relationship. It makes you value more the woman that you are because you know the package that you bring.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so important to know how you package yourself and the value within it. And if you're in business, part of understanding your personal capital is also understanding the products and services that you offer.
And how do I do that?
Okay.
Questions before we go?
Top row, right?
Okay. All right, so I'll send those to you. Just review them and let me know if you have questions. And once they come back to me, we can look to move to the next step.
All right, let's mute all features.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. Have a great—
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. The mute all feature is not working. I wonder why. So yes, as I was saying, if you're in business, it's also so important that periodically you review the products and services that you offer. Are they still serving a need? Are they still solving a problem? Are they still serving a purpose? Just because, like we saw nationwide insurance, They are closing down 98% of their physical locations and taking it digital come 1 November. So that's looking back at your business model and saying that, am I still serving a need? Is it time to pivot? Is it time to restructure? Just because the product you offered last year sold well doesn't mean that it's going to sell well this year, because things have changed, times have changed. So it's important that periodically, while we are analyzing who we are also looking at our family, we're also looking at our business structure and making sure that our purpose, our mission clearly aligns with the products and services that we offer to society. And I always ask myself, right, you know, why should people care? And when I talk about why should people care, I'm not saying, you know, worry about whether people are liking your post or not. I'm saying, why should people care about the impact you're making to society? That is also you asking yourself that, what value am I bringing to society? So those are just some things, some thought-provoking questions that as we go through today, I want you to ask yourself, as you soak into all the value that these women are going to pour into each and every one of us, just ask yourself, you know, who am I and how do I align with these messages, the resources that these women are bringing forward? We're going to have a networking break in between the speakers, and it's a networking break. So we're going to do a little scavenger hunt. We're going to do a little breakout networking. It will be 30 minutes. So really, it's 5 hours of us just, you know, having a great time. So if you want to go in and out, definitely do that. But I promise you, you're going to miss a great speaker if you leave the sessions. So, but I won't spend much time on this. And, you know, the speakers would also let you know, each speaker will let you know if they are having an interactive session, meaning you can, you know, raise your hand, ask questions, type questions in the chat, or if they want to address your questions at the end. So each speaker will let you know that as well. The ladies, let's have a great time. And at this time, I am going to pass the mic over to Miss Jessica Moyer. She's a community leader. She's partnering with, belongs to so many organizations here in Delaware. She's the owner of the iHouse Wellness and Community. And awesome. So just, I'll let her introduce herself, and, you know, let's soak in, ladies, and have a great time. Thank you.
All right, can you hear me okay? And you can see.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Morning.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Linda. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this wonderful group of women. As she said, I'm Jessica Moyer. I'm owner of the Ice House Wellness Plus community. I just opened a year ago and celebrated my 1-year anniversary. So I celebrated a little different than I expected, but that's okay. You know, we roll with the time. So
Absolutely.
I will be speaking, and this, I would like it to be interactive. I also, if you have a sheet of paper nearby, please feel free to jot some notes down. I will have you run through a little exercise. You'll see in another few slides.
I want to grab a paper real quick.
Yep.
Okay, I'll run.
So I will be speaking on your 5 G's, or your 5 intrinsic gifts for a stronger mindset, and also touch on some now more than ever. So again, thank you, Linda, for inviting me. I just hope this inspires you all. And I also wanted to just take a minute to acknowledge our nurses on the front line, anyone in healthcare, and also our teachers, because I know this is a really challenging time to teach virtually. So I really appreciate all that you are doing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to my presentation here. Okay. So when you think about a stronger mindset, and feel free to some notes or, you know, in the chat, what words come to mind when you think of the word strong? So for me, it is resilient, persistent, not giving all what's going on right now, And words that come to mind for me, when I attended the Ziegler Legacy training, I'm a Ziegler Legacy certified coach, it was literally right like the week before this pandemic started. And Tom Ziegler, the CEO of Ziegler organization, touched a lot upon the stronger mindset. And he actually wrote a book just a few weeks ago that he put out there for anyone for free. But he touched a lot on what a stronger mindset is. And he believes that every trial, pressure, and challenge we face makes us stronger. And I think right now we would all agree that this is probably one of the most difficult situations a lot of us have been in. Just a little bit about my personal story. 18 years ago, I had a son, Stephen, who was diagnosed with a genetic disease that was terminal. And for me, that was obviously the most challenging and difficult time of my life. And at that point, I had to decide to be really strong to get through it for him and for my family. And, you know, I had choices whether to kind of collapse with it or dig in and be strong. And throughout the past 18 years, I've been through a lot, but it's also taught me about myself and just being a strong individual to help others get through some really tough times in their life. So again, feel free to jot something, you know, comment in the chat. We'll talk about it. I know Linda wrote resistance, power, strength, determination. Yes, for sure. That is a strong mindset. And I think all of you ladies on here, because you're on this, that just shows that you are wanting to be tougher during this time. When I attended the certification, Tom referred to a book by Nassim Taleb called Anti-Fragile. I have yet to purchase this book, but what he talked about is we have a choice to either be fragile, and I think of like an egg cracks easily, and we want to be the opposite of fragile right now. We don't want to be weak. We really want to dig in and be strong. I think of like granite or a rock that's tough, you know, it's not going to break easily. Nassim Taleb said that anti-fragile is a property of systems that increase in capability, resilience, and robustness as a result of all the stressors that were being put through. And again, this was right before this pandemic, and I can really, this really pertains to me right now, and I think for all of you as well, you can agree with that. And again, I would love to hear some stories of yourself of how you've had to become a little more anti-fragile during this time. All right. So I would love for all of you on the sheet of paper, or if you want to put in your chat and share your own personal journey, what are your worries, your fear, your stressors right now? I kind of want you to do like a little mind dump. Just put it all down. There's so much right now that we can't control. And by acknowledging what those things are on paper and like seeing it, it really puts into perspective what we can't control right now and the things that we can control, so we can focus on what we can control and really use our time wisely. Stephanie wrote us that she's not teaching her daughter enough. And that is such a valid concern right now, because we've really had to shift not only as working moms, but now we're teaching our children, something we've never had to really do for most of us, right? We're also teachers now, which again, you know, we're always teaching our children, but now we're taking on that role of some of the stuff. I don't even know what my kids are learning. I don't know if you all can relate with that, but I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So we're having to shift in so many ways. And really that's a valid worry. Like what am I doing to teach our children? Yeah, we need to add teacher to our resumes. Heck yes. Melissa wrote, working from home with my kids. You're getting to spend quality time with them and not, yes. So Melissa's taking something that has been challenging and she's shifting it to like, I get to spend time with my kids that I normally wouldn't get to have, and I agree with that. So I wanted to share this quote from Pooh and Piglet. I love this. Piglet says to Pooh, supposing a tree fell down, Pooh, when we were underneath of it. And Pooh said, supposing it didn't. After careful thought, Piglet was comforted by this. And I love that because it shows that we're worrying about things that really we can't control. We can't control a lot of what's going on right now, but we can control how we deal with it, and we can control our mindset. So I love that little quote. So for your little worry wall, your little mind dump that you just did, I like to, and this is something I do with my clients, cross out what you can't control and circle what you can control. And keep that in front of you, like some things you can control. As a gym owner, I literally had a shift from being in person with all of my clients to going virtual. And that was something I was very uncomfortable doing. I'm not very good with technology. I had to put myself out there and be very vulnerable. Linda's in my group, and I keep it real. Like, it's just what I have to do. Yesterday, I didn't have my selfie stick, and I was having an off day, and I just kept it very genuine and real. So I encourage you to just keep doing that. So I wanted to just touch upon some complications due to stress, and this is physical. How many of you have gotten yourself so worked up or so worried about something in our life that we start feeling it physically? You know, we're not sleeping well, we don't feel well, we weaken our immune system. And right now it is critical that you are taking good care of yourself so you don't contract this virus, right? Again, we may not have control over some of that, but you can control how you're taking care of your body. And that's going to be my next slide. All right, so what are some things we can control? And feel free to, you know, comment below what is maybe the one thing you're struggling with to control right now, or one thing that you like, I got this. So nutrition, we can control what we're putting in our mouths, ladies, right? I know a lot of us have turned to a little more wine than we're used to, and that's okay. Give yourself some grace, but really be mindful of how you're feeding your body, and not just nutritionally, but mentally as well. We're allowing ourselves to input into our mind. Ya says, oh, nutrition is my struggle for sure, because we're not in our usual routine. So we kind of turn to food to kind of comfort us, right? Stephanie says sleep. Stephanie, I'm there with you. I am really struggling with sleep. I'm going to be very authentic and real here. I'm going through menopause, and sleep is really tough for me right now. And I've sometimes turned to Xanax or Benadryl to help me sleep, and I've been trying to break that habit. But when you don't sleep, you feel really junky. So I'm going to give you some tips on maybe some ways you can sleep better. I know Linda has definitely addressed this in some of the education she's done. Stephanie, I go to bed so much later, my husband gets so mad, like, come on. Oh, he's ready for you to get in bed with him, Stephanie. All right. So I love this, ladies. Keep it going. Time. So I encourage you all to try to continue having a schedule, despite the fact that that's challenging right now. But plan your day and have a schedule, because it's going to set you up for success. Our atmosphere. That is not just your physical atmosphere, meaning like, you know, your physical surroundings, but also the women you're surrounding yourself with. And boy, we're in a great group of women right now. So controlling your atmosphere, who you're surrounding yourself with, maybe your social media. We can control right now all of the different, we're getting a lot of different information. So that's part of your atmosphere. I'm trying to be very, very careful with what I'm reading. And again, feel free to continue to comment. I love seeing all this. Our attitude, listen, it's been really tough for our attitude, right? We're being surrounded by a lot of negativity right now, but I encourage you all to be the women that you are and put the positivity out there and just keep pouring into others. That makes a big difference. Yes, Linda wrote, we need a mental break from media, and I'm 100% in agreement with you, Linda. I've really tried to be careful of what I'm reading and listening to right now. So faith, and that doesn't mean just your relationship with your God, but also believing that we're going to get through this and we're going to choose our faith over fear. And mindset, and that's what we're going to spend the majority of time on. All right. So this is just a little slide on, I'm getting a little interference. Someone, if I don't know who's not muted, but I can hear someone in the background. All right. Let me go back to that slide. Okay. So self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. And that doesn't mean just now during this pandemic, but all the time, ladies. I encourage you to take care of you first, because we need to put our armor on first to be the best version of ourselves. What are some ways you can do that? Well, you can move your body. And I don't mean you have to get a hardcore workout in every day or take a class, but being purposeful with movement, getting up every hour if you sit, and just moving purposely for 5 minutes. It adds up. Also, eating up, I keep missing those slides, eating whole foods most of the time, 80% of the time. Feed your body with good food. That doesn't mean you can't have the burgers and your beer or whatever it is that you like. Just most of the time, feed yourself well. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day or a night. Put some meditation on. Turn off your phone at night. Just be mindful of your surroundings at night. That can help with sleep. Don't drink or have caffeine a few hours before bedtime. I'm just reading some comments. I try to only watch once a week. Yeah, or do you mean as far as media? If you want to clarify. Yes, Linda, no matter how small the movement is, being purposeful and consistent. Yes, media, that's a great idea. Yeah, I love that. Just once a week, just seeing what's going on in the world. Ladies, I mentioned this to you earlier, setting a schedule for yourself. Even if you're home and you're not going to your job like normal, trying to be consistent with getting up in the morning, doing maybe your morning meditations, saying I'm going to work out from 7 to 7:30. Just be consistent with setting a schedule, because that's going to set you up for success. Because when we're done this, you want to go back and be even better than you were before. Drinking water. I push hydration with my clients. Half your body weight in ounces of water if you can. Yeah, we're going to be running to the bathroom a little more, but that's okay. And also getting outside, getting some fresh air, getting those vitamins from the outside, our minerals, the vitamin D, and maybe spending a little time in meditation and your own thoughts. All right, so moving on to my 5 Gs, and these are my 5, this is kind of what I've leaned into over the past 18 years to get through some really tough times in my life. These are not something you have to spend money on. They're already in you, your 5 intrinsic gifts for mental strength to really have that strong mindset. Yes, Linda, you have to get better with water. I'm going to give you some tips on that later, how you can do that. And it's okay to drink wine, right? Okay, so my 5 Gs are gratitude, generosity, grace, grit, and growth. So maybe there's one in particular that you want to focus on. What I do is I ask my kids each day, what's something you're grateful for? What did you do for someone today? And it can be as simple as holding the door. What did you do to grow today? Did you listen to a podcast? Did you reach out to a mentor? Grit, what did you do to push yourself a little harder today? And then grace, allowing yourself to say, you know what, I messed up, but I learned from it. So the first one is gratitude. And if we start and end our day each day with something we're grateful for, it is so healthy, and it helps us to focus on the blessings in our life versus the things that we're not happy with, right? So I'd love to see some of the things you're grateful for, ladies. This is a picture of my family, and I am really, really grateful right now that the 5 of us in our house together, even though they may not feel it, I am so grateful for this time that I would not have gotten with my college kid, with my high school kid being home, and with my youngest. So I'm really grateful for them. Yes, your family heal program. I would love to hear more about that. Running this morning, I love following Melissa. If you don't follow her, she is so inspiring. She gets her workouts in every morning. Her comfy bed, heck yeah. Sunshine, yes. Marianne said gratitude helps me focus and find my blessings in this crazy. Stephanie says able to cook daily. So yeah, Steph, I'm grateful because my husband's been cooking. I love to cook dessert, but not so much dinner. So family, friends, yes, business. So this time is setting us up to find those things we're grateful for. Okay, what we can do to be generous to others. And right now, some of us might be financially struggling. I'm going to put this out there. My husband was laid off March 20th. He's an eye doctor, did not see that coming, and I had to shut the doors to my gym. So we've had to shift gears and be creative with how we can be generous. So that means your time and your talents, right? I would love to hear what you ladies have been doing. And Linda, by doing this day for us women, that is so generous of you. And she's giving, you know, she's asking for donations to make masks or donate masks for our healthcare workers and for others. So Linda has really shown her generosity during this time, and I really appreciate that. This is a group of ladies. I do every month up until I've had to close, I do a different nonprofit activity here. And this is a group of women that are cancer survivors or battling cancer right now. And so I, each month, am able to donate my space to do something for women. And this was a group of women that were breast cancer or cancer survivors or fighting cancer. And this picture just touches my heart because they're all coming together. They're all going through something together, and they're all there for the same purpose, was to build each other up. So I am able to give of my time and talent, and I was very blessed to be part of this, this community. Yas says, serving my community more, supporting local businesses, still paying my hairstylist. Yes, I love that, even though you can't go. So you're just pouring into others. Allison says she's paying for her gym memberships. Really, that's awesome that you ladies are still able to support in some way. Oh, the name of my gym is the Ice House Community and Wellness, or Wellness Plus Community in Wyoming. It's a very different type of space, and I'll share a little more about that at the end. I'm blessing a few single moms. This is Fern for Mother's Day. Fern, I love that, and if I can help with that at all, let me know, please. I love this quote by Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So I know I want to make sure I stay on time, so I'm going to kind of move through these slides a little quicker. Let's say we are all, today, we're growing by sharing. So you're all already doing this, G. This was me at my Ziegler Legacy training. At the end of the training, we all took a picture together as a class. This was something I sacrificed for, you know, because I really wanted to continue my education and my learning so I could give to others. So this is a group of people that I have become my sisters and brothers. And I love this quote by John Maxwell: success is when I add value to myself. Significance is when I add value to others. So I encourage you, what can you do to grow? Podcasts, and I'd love to hear what you all are doing. Podcasts, mentorship, continuing education, whatever it is. There's so much free information right now that you can all get. So definitely take advantage of that. Correct. I'm sorry if I'm saying, is it Itami? That's a beautiful name. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. She continues to help her 90-year-old neighbor with groceries and meals. I love that. Growth. Linda said she's reading more. Linda, what are you reading right now? I'd love to hear. This is my favorite word, grit, because we are all gritty. We are pushing through this, right? We have to dig deep right now and not give in to all of the negativity surrounding us right now. Grit is passion plus perseverance equals grit. This is a client of mine and a dear friend, Sarah. She's a breast cancer survivor, and she is someone that I think of that has grit. She hasn't given up on herself. She's working so hard to take care of her health, and she's also giving back to others. So I just wanted to share a picture of her. There's a book by Angela Duckworth called Grit, and grit is not just, you know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you got to dig deep, ladies, and just keep pushing through. And if I can help you in any way, I would love to. Melissa, for growth, she's listening to podcasts, going online to her networking groups around the country, meeting new people. Isn't this a great way to meet new people? I get to meet a lot of new people through this, so I'm very appreciative of that. Lastly is grace. And I think right now more than ever, we need to give ourselves some grace, because this is a time that we've never been in. And so we need to be okay with taking a little time for ourselves, giving some reflection, knowing that things aren't going to be perfect right now. I've definitely had to give myself a little grace and give other people's grace as well, because my ideas might not be the same as someone else's. And we all have to be okay with that. That's part of being human and being, you know, a loving society, is knowing that we're all not going to have the same beliefs, but we still love one another and support one another. So this is a quote by Morgan Nichols: "When I stumbled, I'd stumbled not backward, but forward. So when I fell into grace." And that just shows that we are going to fail, but we're failing forward because we're learning from it. So maybe reflect on a time you've had to give yourself some grace. I've had to do that a lot in the past few weeks because this has been a really challenging time to shift my business online, and knowing that it's not going to be perfect. There's been lots of tears, but I've also learned from it. So Linda is reading 4 disciplines of action to check that out. So I'm going to leave you all with this slide. That legacy is intentionally preparing those you love to grow through life's most difficult challenges. This is a quote by Tom Ziegler. And, you know, growing up, I used to think legacy was financial, like what am I going to leave someone as far as money? But this puts life into perspective in such a different way for all of us, I think, because we have the opportunity right now to show those that we love that we're going to grow through these times and learn and dig in and use our 5 Gs to grow. And then therefore we can show those we love that this is what our legacy is. This is how we're showing those that, you know, when we're gone, hopefully years from now, that they can think, you know, look at Mom did through those tough times. This is what I'm going to remember, and I'm going to carry that on. So any comments, questions? I would love to hear from you all. These are my resources. If anyone wants that ebook by Tom Ziegler, please feel free to let me know. I can also email it to Linda so she can send that out. This is my contact information. So would love, if you have any questions, I'd love to open it up, or comments. I appreciate you all. This was definitely outside my comfort zone. Linda knows about 4 weeks ago, I had to learn how to do Google Slides. I had never done them before in my life. So my kids helped me, and it's been a real challenge for sure. So I'm proud of myself though. So if anyone wants to comment, go ahead and unmute yourself.
You did awesome. So we are all learning.
Thank you
so much. You did a great job.
So any questions?
Thank you, everyone. I have to say, Linda has been a really good mentor for me and has pushed me outside my comfort zone. So I appreciate you, Linda.
Multiple times. You remember the conference last year? Yeah. And
yeah.
Every time, I tell you, every time you show up and you kill it, you know.
Thank you.
Your intro, yeah, were you there when she did her intro dance and speech? Yeah, that is one of the most memorable parts of the conference last year. So
thank you.
You show up.
I appreciate that.
Kill it. And I think just as women in general, we need to, you know, we need to move even if we're moving afraid. We need to move when we're not comfortable. Because you get there and realize, hey, it wasn't so bad. And then you end up killing it, right? So we all, I say, shoot your shot. And you're going to shoot your shot anyway, but make sure you're shooting it real big every time. So.
Thank you.
So, anybody got any questions? I know we have our next speaker, but since we have some time, we're going to do a little scavenger hunt. We don't have to wait for the break. So the way the scavenger hunts work, you're going to, so everybody's going to have to come on now. I know some of you are hiding your beautiful faces. So you're going to, I will say an item, and the first woman that brings back that item, you know, just type in the, show it and then type in the comment. Remember, you have to show the item on the screen and then type in the comments. So the first item that we have to go find, I know people at home or in the office, is lipstick. Lipstick. Every first person to come back with lipstick, show it, and then type in the comments. You gotta show it and type in the comments. Melissa got that one. Okay. So, and so gifts of all of this stuff. So, I would, yeah. Okay. All right, this one is easy because I know people probably have it sitting where they are. Again, you have to show it on the screen and then type it down. So the next item for the scavenger hunt is a water bottle, cup of water, whatever. Yeah. Show it and type it down. There you go. Yeah, I got that one. Okay. This is not an easy one because some of you, we're going to know those that, you know, are, everybody probably got this one. Probably have it on you already. Those that I work, probably not. So I want to see, you know, a pair of heels. Not just shoes, heels. Anybody? All right, yeah, you're killing it, girl. I know that was.
Hold on, I missed it. What's the question?
Heels. So we're doing the scavenger hunt. You got to go grab. Yes. So that one already. Yes. Okay. So this one probably those that are in the office. A business card. Allison got that. Melissa got that one. Oh, that was Melissa. Okay. All right. Next up is a driver's license. You got to show and type it. Melissa, Melissa, I don't see.
You can't see me?
Oh, I see you. Because I saw you type, but I didn't see, there you go. Okay, let me see if we have time for, yeah, we have we have time for a few more. All right, this I know people have in the office, people have it at home. So a family picture or a picture with friends or group of people. All right, Allison got that one. All right, now it's something. I want to say anything that represents your brand, whether it's a T-shirt, a mug, or something, but it has to be something for you. Look at you. All right. Hello, me. Okay. I'm Melissa, yeah. Both Melissas, yeah. You three are Kim and Allison. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, I know this one will be a little disadvantage, but it's a little bit. So a medical barge. So we have a lot of our nurses, doctors that are at work right now. Anybody has a medical barge? Where are all the, I know we have some nurses that are dialing in from work. Okay. All right, nope, nobody has that one. Okay. I think we have time for one more. So any kitchen item. Kitchen item. Okay. I see a juicer. I see a blender. Okay.
Some of y'all got the notes before, because this is happening too fast.
Yeah, Melissa. Some of you are going to be having a chance to move.
Not getting up.
I'm writing it down because we got some stuff for you. All right. We are going to move on with our next speaker. Charlotte, I am glad you got on. So I will go ahead and share my screen again. Thank you, ladies, for participating. Thank you again, Jessica, for an awesome session. I would go ahead and introduce the next speaker. She comes up at 10:30, but we'll go ahead and let you share it. So ladies, for those of you just joining us, Jessica Moyer was our first speaker, and she shared with us how self-care strategies and how to build a stronger mindset using her 5Gs. And part of those 5Gs were it's so important that, you know, it's important we start our days with gratitude. No matter what you do, you know, do it with a heart of gratitude. And I think that is just so important. And can you all please mute so we don't have the static? And next up is out of Powerhouse, Miss Sherisse Jackson. She's a veteran, you know, fellow Air Force veteran. She's a nurse and currently sitting in as technical executive of AMVETS. And that's a veteran agency, but I'm sure she will talk to you more about, you know, what she does and what the organization does. And today, she will be sharing with us, you know, coping mechanisms. And I think it's so important now more than ever before that, you know, we have these conversations because we're going through times that, you know, we're unexpected. Nobody planned for coronavirus. Nobody planned for this pandemic. But we as women, as mothers, as business owners, we have to be able to, you know, accommodate natural disasters. You know, whether it's in our business models, our homes, we have the right structures and strategies. And most importantly, be mentally equipped for that. So, you know, Sherisse is deployed several times, and there's no one better to share these coping mechanisms. So, Sherisse, I would pass the baton on to you, sis, and
okay.
The floor is yours.
Awesome. Good morning, all you beautiful ladies. I'm up there at the top. You'll probably see the title HEAL program. That is my work Zoom. But good morning, everyone. My name is Sherisse Jackson. And as wonderfully Linda said, I am a retired Air Force nurse. I am blessed to be here. I have been deployed 4 times, 3 to combat zone, twice to Iraq, once to Afghanistan. So every day, that smile you see there, I try and smile because I'm blessed to be here to be with you guys today. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into my presentation. If that's okay, Linda, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen.
Yes.
Let's see here. Here we go. So I too is, you know, I'm not one of these people that do Zoom a lot, so hopefully there won't be much, you know, breakup and mess ups. And for me, my biggest thing and takeaway that I want all you women to really get today, and my topic of discussion for the next 20 to 25 minutes, is how to be okay and finding a way to be at peace and not in pieces. As you see here, I am a retired Air Force nurse. I did that for 23.5 years and 14 days. I am truly an advocate, not just for women's health, but also for all veterans. I am a humanitarian, as you see in my backdrop. I have a logo there for my nonprofit, which is Project Give Hope, which is a nonprofit that helps women with